Okay, so we have an amazing speaker join us today. But before I go move on to our speaker, right? I know a couple of us we have we've introduced ourselves in the chat room. Midwife has done that, Ismail has done that, but the rest of us, right? Let's get to meet at the chat because you never know, right? Who is on this call with you? So that I said, drop your name, what you do, and where you are joining us from, so we can meet ourselves and know ourselves. Who you don't know, your helper can be on this call, and I'm asking you to drop your name and what you do. Okay, so moving on. Um, who am I, right? Who is Chijogo? Chijogo is a senior HR professional, talent manager, and a career coach also. She has over 9 years experience as a recruiter. She has managed over 5,000 employees at one of Africa's largest QSR brand. I've also led HR at the biggest retail pharmaceutical chain in Nigeria. I hold the SPHR certificates from HRCI USA, and I've helped over 200 people land their dream jobs so far. So I'm on a mission to empower 100,000 people to get seen, promoted, recognized, and empowered in their careers. Who is excited for today's session? And again, moving on to our speaker. So Tolani Adenugba is a senior professional with over 12 years of experience across sectors like FMCG, real estate, NGOs, mass media, and finance. She has developed deep proficiency in a wide array of HR functions, such as talent management and acquisition, compensation and benefits, performance management, HR strategy, employee engagement and relations, learning and development, grievance management, succession planning, and regulatory compliance. Tani is a member of prestigious organizations, including the Chartered Institute of Personal Development, CIPD UK, Senior Professional in Human Resources USA, PHRI USA, and the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, CIPM, and Nigerian Institute of Training and Development, NITAD. Outside her personal life, Tolani is passionate about research, enjoys singing, traveling, and promotion. Hello, can you all hear me? I think I missed you for a while.
I can hear you.
Can I get a feedback if you can hear me?
Yes, can hear you now.
Hello? Yes, and I was saying that Tony is the best person to take this class today because she has sat in so many promotional interviews. She has sat in so many interviews, so she knows what line managers look out for when you want to pitch for promotion. So I hereby welcome Tony to take the stage to anchor this, to take over this session and take us through this experience of pitching for promotion. Tony, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Chidi. Everyone, good morning from wherever you're joining from. Was it afternoon or evening? I'm so pleased to be here. And Chidi, thank you very much for the invite. Please confirm that you can see me, please. Please confirm that you can see me.
Yes,
cool. All right, great. So I'll share my screen. So we're going to make today's section very interactive. So I'm not going to be the only one talking, we're all going to talk. But in the meantime, please, I would like us to go to the chat box and, impute how many years you spent in your current organization. So are you 1 year? Are you 2 years? Just let me know. Please just pop it up in the box. Let's see. Can you see my screen?
Yes, you can see your screen.
Okay, great. So let me just check the chat box. Okay, Damari something. Okay, so Kule says it's 4 years. Okay, Ruth 10 years. Iremidate 1 year. Boluwatife 4 years. Shegun 3 years. Great. We have more people on the call. Please, if you can just impute how many years you spent in your organization.
You can do it like this.
Start your life.
Please, can we mute our mics, please? 2 years. Okay. All right, great. Okay, so also, I'd like us to also pop in the chat box. How many times have you been promoted in your workplace? So you spent 2 years. How many times have you received a promotion? For the people that have spent 4 years, 7 years, 10 years, let's know how many times you've been promoted in your organization. Like I've said, it's going to be very interactive today. 3 times, great. Well done, Kunle. Cool. Okay, Ruth said once. Shegun said none. Okay. Okay, please, I would like us to all respond. All right, great. So let me just move into it. So I would take your questions at the end of my presentation. And please, if I'm moving too fast, just let me know. Chidi, please, if there's anything that any comments I'm missing out in the chat box, please let me know. Just draw my attention to it. Okay, Boluwatife, thank you very much. You said 3 times. Okay, Damdari, I'm talking about promotion, not reviews. I'm just talking about promotions. Okay, Uza Amaka, you said I worked with an outsource for 3 years. I was promoted 3 times. Great, well done. Okay, Sheyi, promotion twice in the last 2 years. Okay, great. All right, so we're going to be talking about pitching for promotion at the workplace. And you know, the thing about promotion, it's actually a great milestone. Salary reviews are actually good too, but promotion means that you're moving from a certain level to another level, to a higher level. And it's actually a way of rewarding you for your commitments, and it shows how you are valued by the organization. And it's also an opportunity for you to take, bigger responsibilities, to, broaden your skill set and also earn more money. So it's more like 2 in 1. So apart from receiving salary reviews, you're also getting a bigger role to do bigger responsibilities. So at this presentation, I'm going to be talking you through how you can get promotion at work. I have actually made this presentation is going to be in 2 phases. So I would let us know what it is. Okay, so can you see my next slide?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, I'm gonna try. Just go down. Okay. Okay, so can you see my slide, please?
Yes, yes. We can.
Okay, great. So as I was putting this presentation together and getting ready for this presentation, I realized, just based on my experience, I realized that, promotion, as much as the organization has its own responsibility to promote you, you also have a responsibility. So it's more or less like a mutual responsibility when it comes to promotion. But I want to start with you first. Everyone listening to me on this call, it all starts with you first. Before it even starts with any other person, it starts with you. It starts with me. So, like I had mentioned, it starts with you first. And the first thing you have to do, especially if you are looking at getting a promotion or even just making any progress in your workplace or even outside work, it all starts with your mind. It starts with your mindset. If you want an action to change, if you want anything to change, you have to change your thinking. You can't begin to think, oh, this will never work, this will never happen. You have to think about your mindset. That is actually the first starting point. So I want to give an example. So I'll also be sharing a lot of examples as well, so that we can all, relate with it. So I joined a particular organization many years ago, and I would say I didn't have a very great employee experience because of the negativity I was hearing around at the time. Imagine resuming to work. I came with a lot of big energy, I was ready to hit the ground running. And as soon as I came, somebody just said, I've come to the wrong organization. Here, they do not promote people. You would work here for 10 years, you work here for 15 years, 5 years, you will never get a promotion. So just imagine hearing that on my very first day. And I was like, hey, have I come to the wrong organization? Maybe I've made a mistake. Why am I here? But I had to change my mindset. And I will tell you how my mindset changed. So that was my first day. On my 5th day, I was going to have my company induction. That's the orientation, a classroom orientation. And God bless the facilitator, great facilitator. And these things these things I'm saying right now were some of the things he said that day. And he stood in front of us and began to say that, welcome to this organization. Today marks a very significant moment in your career here, and you actually have a key role. You have a key role to play if you are going to remain on the same level for the next 5 years, the next 10 years, and the next 15 years. And in my mind, I'm like, wow, did this man actually hear the conversation that I had with my colleagues that were already passing a lot of negativity, that here things will not work, here things, all sorts of things are happening here and all that. And the man said something and he gave us a scenario. And I'm also pushing that to everyone on this call today. And he gave us a scenario. So he told us about Harvard, that there was a research that was done in Harvard some years ago, and there were 20 students in the class. So they had 10 students who were doing well, 10 students who were doing okay. But in their final year, the lecturer called all of them together and told them that, okay, when you graduate, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years? What do you think you would achieve? And he gave them an assignment that go and write down the things that you want to achieve in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years. And see how it goes, and just always look at it, always just affirm it to yourself. So they all graduated, they all left. About 20 years later, they all came together to have a reunion. And for the 10 people that listened to the lecturer and followed what he said, they wrote down everything they wanted to achieve. They actually did much better than people that did not even write anything. So some people just thought, this lecturer is just saying whatever he wants to say, they would just flow with the rhythm of life. But we had other people who were very deliberate about their career, about succeeding in life, about succeeding in their businesses, and they wrote it down. And when they went for the reunion, they actually did better than people that did not write it down. So I'm here to challenge everyone on this call. You need to change your mindset. From today, you need to rethink. You need to unlearn some of the things that you have all those myths and theories and mindsets that you've had, that, what will come out of me? Can I even be promoted? Somebody just joined yesterday and the person has been promoted. See me here. See what is happening with me. From today, I'm charging everybody, change that mindset. One. Secondly, I also want you to write down what you want to see in your organization. So if you spend 4 years, what do you hope to achieve in the next couple of months or years, depending the time you're seeing the organization? For some of us that are just starting new roles, what do you want to achieve? So it's very important that you have the right mindset. I've put in a picture here. You can see the growth mindset. You can see the fixed mindset. I'm challenging us today. How is your mindset? Is it the growth mindset or the fixed mindset? The growth mindset would always see possibilities. The growth mindset would never give up and would never take no for an answer. The growth mindset would see, okay, how can yes, I've made this mistake, this has happened. How can I take lessons? How can I take corrective actions to ensure that these mistakes do not happen again? But somebody that has a fixed mindset will say, I want to avoid mistakes. I'm giving up. I'm tired. I can never make it. Nothing good can come out. No, something good will come out. And I'm very happy that Chidiogo has organized this training, this meeting today, because I know that something great is going to happen in everyone's careers from this moment, but it all starts with you. It all starts with your mindset. So we're going to talk about understanding your SWOT. I remembered my professional colleague, Damilari, had spoken about this. I'm not really going to spend a lot of time talking about understanding your personal SWOT. But it's very important when it comes to promotion, and that's why I still had to include it. But if you want to get more details, please listen to his recordings. So what does SWOT mean? It means your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and threats. So it's very important. Self-awareness is key for you to move to the next level, for you to receive a promotion or even move into a managerial leadership position. You must understand yourself, because you cannot lead people without even knowing yourself, without even having that self-leadership. So it is important. But I'm going to take this a step further from what Dan Larry had said in terms of with your SWOT. How do people perceive you? So it's very possible that, okay, I'm Tolani, I see myself as I'm calm, I'm gentle, but the optics of people around me, of my colleagues, of my business leaders, of my managers are different. What they actually see is that Tolani is aggressive, Tolani does not take feedback, she's stubborn. So for you to have like a very clear and efficient and effective SWOT, it's important that you also get feedback from your colleagues. Tell them, ask them, oh, what do you think are my strengths? What do you think are my weaknesses and my opportunities? Also ask from, if you have people reporting to you, ask from your direct reports as well. If you, and your line managers, so ask them, and all leaders, to ask them, what do they think are your strengths and your weaknesses? It is very important, because with promotion, the way people perceive you goes a very long way. I have been in meetings whereby there was this candidate who was very qualified for the role. But unfortunately, the way the management saw him at that time, they didn't see him fitting into the leadership role. He was doing his job well. He was doing it effectively and efficiently. But the optics, the way people perceived him was like, no, this guy, he can't have that chain of command. He can't manage people, because that was the perception that management had at the time. And if he had done like a SWOT analysis, asking very like key stakeholders about him, I'm sure he would have made deliberate attempts to just try and change that perception of people. So please, even if you know your SWOT, still consult with your colleagues, with your friends, with your direct reports, with your line managers, and even business leaders, to understand what your SWOT and how do people perceive you. It is very important. So, like I mentioned, that we are talking, well, I'm taking this training in two phases. So we're still talking about you as a person. So the next is identifying your areas for personal growth. It's very important that you identify your areas for personal growth. Once you've done your SWOT, do like a skill gaps. Okay, how do I need to improve on my skills, on my knowledge, on my competencies? It's very important that you do that skill gap, and also understand how it fits into your organization. So these skill gaps I'm doing, how does it fit into my organization? Is very important. Secondly, knowledge gap. It is important that we continue to learn. Nobody knows it all. So on your own, be true to yourself. Like one of my mentors would say, be true to yourself. You are the one that really knows yourself. Do not tell yourself any lies. You know where the gap lies. And the good thing is that once you've been able to identify what the gap is, what the knowledge gap is, take deliberate actions to bridge the gap. Take deliberate actions to invest in yourself and have that knowledge, because it is very, very important. I've realized over time that sometimes there are some things you do not know, there's some limitations, and you're like, oh, this is not necessary. I'll be okay, I'll pass. And for your next level, it will be very, very important. So do not ignore that knowledge gap that you've identified. Address it, because it might be very useful in your next level. Thirdly, what is your personality traits? You need to understand yourself. Like I said, self-leadership is important. You need to reflect on your communication style, your team work style, and how you're able to, handle pressure. And that would also even assist you in terms of you relating with your line manager. And lastly, in terms of identifying your personal growth, you need to ensure that you have your own personal career goal. What is your career goal? And align it with the business goals. Because the truth of the matter is that even though you are aligning it with the company's goal, you might not be in that organization for 100 years. At some point, you might leave. But that your career goal is something that you should have, so that even if you are not in organization A, when you go to organization B, you still have that vision and you run with it. Yes. So I also felt like it was important that I actually, add this slide in terms of our health. For promotion, it is important. A lot of things that I realized over time, that a lot of things we just kind of take it for granted, but they're actually important. The little things are actually important. Our health, in terms of our physical health, our social health, and our mental health. Your health has an impact, in fact, a significant impact on your chances for promotion at work. I've seen cases whereby somebody was like up for promotion, but unfortunately the person was not feeling well, and the person lost out in terms of getting the promotion in that particular performance appraisal cycle. It was now deferred. I've seen all sorts of cases. So it's very important that we take care of ourselves. Some of us were like, I like this work. You will not take time. You have HMO. You will not go to the hospital and do a comprehensive medical check. You'll be like, no, this work. Please, it is important to state that I like work. I think God knows that knows that. I like work, but I've realized over time that it is very important that you take care of your physical health. Pause and take care of your physical health. Go for checkups. Don't let anything just catch you unawares. Like what the doctors will say in terms of cancer, unfortunately, and I hope very soon they will find a cure. But doctors will always say that if it was discovered on time, the chances that the patient would have passed on would have been limited. So, and that also applies to some other ailments and some diseases. It's very important that it is discovered on time. So ensure that you maintain high energy levels, be focused, because it will drive your productivity. If you're not feeling fine today, tomorrow, you're always calling in sick, which no line manager wants to consider you for promotion. In a month, at work 5 times in a month. But the manager will not look at you that, fine, this person has the this person has the capability, but unfortunately, this person is not consistent in terms of that performance because they are not always showing up at work. Secondly, your mental health. It is important. Your mental health is important. How are you able to handle stress? Mental health is important because it also affects the way you are able to make, sound decisions. It will also affect the way you're able to maintain positive relationships and attitude in the workplace. So your mental health is important. I cannot overemphasize that. So please always ensure that you take care of yourself. If you are stressed, if you need to visit a therapist, do that. In Nigeria, we don't like talking about therapists. We just feel like, no, we shouldn't. There's some things that if you're going to therapist, maybe the person is not feeling fine mentally, or the person is mad. No, it doesn't have to do with all that. It's important. And for some of us, our HMO packages also covers it. Please utilize it. Your organizations are investing in your HMO. Ensure that you utilize all these benefits. And if you don't have that in your HMO, just try, and at the end of the day, you need to take care of yourself. Please, it's important. Then your social health. Your social health is actually important. You need to build relationships, collaborate, communicate well with your colleagues and leaders. You spend more time at work than you spend with your family. So it's important that you have good social skills. It's important that you relate very well with your colleagues and your line managers. That will also help as well. So I've spoken about promotion starting with you. I've also spoken about the importance of you having the right mindset. I've spoken about you having to do your self-SWOT, but also in collaboration with key stakeholders. And I've also spoken about your health. Your health is actually very important for promotion. So let's go into the organization now. So we've spoken about you, so the organization as a whole. So in terms of the organization, it's very important that you understand your company's promotion processes. It's very important. Please, if we're talking, you can just mute your mic. Thank you. So it's very important that you understand your company's promotion policies. Is important. I get amazed sometimes when I even ask people that have stayed in an organization for a long time, some certain policies, and they're like, I don't know anything. it's very important that you because I want to believe that you have access to the employee staff handbook, and if you don't, please get in touch with your HR to ensure that you have access to it. Read your staff handbook, read your company policies, understand what is the process in terms of promotion. For some organizations, it's just done once in a year. For some organizations, it's done biannually. So just find out what the process is. And that will also help you to become very deliberate and intentional in terms of getting ready for that promotion. Secondly, understand what are the criteria for promotion. You have your job description, you have your KPIs. It is important that you understand what is necessary. At this point, I also want to give a very typical example. Some of us, our boss is moving in direction A, we were moving in direction B. It is important that you are in full alignment with your boss. If this is the way your boss wants it, go in that direction, because your boss has the overall view in terms of what the organization's vision is and the goal and the organization's KPI for that year. Because when it comes to goal setting, every organization, every unit will come together, do goal setting, the overall goal setting for the organization. So for instance, let's say there's a goal setting for the organization to hit or achieve maybe 80% of its target, for instance. That overall goal is going to be cascaded to different units and departments. So your boss already knows what the organization's overall goal is, and it's important that you also move in that direction. So as much as you're identifying, okay, this is the criteria for promotion, you move in that direction. Not that, man, let my boss be doing his own, I'm doing my own. No, you should also move in his own direction. Understand timelines. I've seen a lot in terms of my work experience. So there are some people by January, they will not take their work seriously. They'll just be playing and not be serious. But because they know that promotion is the timeline for promotion, for instance, half year is by July. So by June, that is when they will start. For instance, January, they will come late to work. In terms of the deliverables, submit a report late. But by July, you now start rushing. You're the first person to resume at work. You're the first person to submit your report. It's kind of almost too late then, because at the end of the day, your line manager is not stupid. He's tracking your promotion from January. So he would not use because of 1 month now say that, okay, the other 5 months we would ignore. So it's very important that even start early to understand that, okay, this is half year or H1 appraisals. Try and start early enough. Get ready. Be deliberate. Be intentional about your career. Then you also need to seek guidance from HR. HR is actually your friend. Seek guidance from HR. I know some people are like, HR. Okay. But it's important that you seek guidance from HR, get insights from HR in terms of what your company promotion procedure is. And, just tell them to guide you appropriately. Okay. Then you need to, assess your qualifications and achievements. So remember I said you have to be true to yourself. You yourself, you know your skills. So do a personal assessment. Review your job description. It is important. Review your job description. Review your KPIs. Even some organizations will do OKRs. Be very clear on your OKRs. Identify the skills and experience needed for the next level. So again, I like to be very practical. I'm going to share different examples about my experience and some other experiences as well. So at a particular point in my career in a certain organization, I was actually working hard, but I was not getting promoted. It wasn't happening basically. So I was a bit concerned. I wasn't really talking about it. I was just doing my work, and at least at the end of the month, I'm getting my salary. But it got to a point like, Tolani, you're already ready for your next level. You need to make some certain moves. And what I did that time was to, change the way I was doing things. I will talk about, let's start with your boss. I know some of us will say that, oh, we have some bosses that are quite tough, some bosses do not understand you, some bosses would not, your line manager is not being supportive. But I can tell you some things that you need to do differently. So at the time, I had a particular line manager who was a workaholic. And this line manager, I had to sit down and understand him. So even in terms of you doing your personal SWOT, you have to do SWOT for your line managers too. I'm not saying you should go and meet your line manager and say, oh, ma, sir, or hey, what is your SWOT? No, on your own, just do that assessment. It's important that you know your line manager and know what they want. So what I did that time was just sit down and just understand my line manager. Because the truth of the matter is that I've been working with that particular manager for a while, but maybe I didn't understand the person. It was just more like, oh, I was coming to work, I was doing my work, I was doing it well, and I didn't understand who I was working with. So I sat down, understood him very well, understood what they liked, what they did not like, and I moved in that direction. My line manager at the time was a workaholic. So they would work from Monday to Friday. Saturday was the time they would take to rest. Sunday, work continues. So in line of that, that's what I started doing that as well. So I would work Monday to Fridays. By Saturday, take my rest, go for my OMBs, have my family times. By Sunday, me too. As my line manager is sending email, I'm replying immediately like, Tolani, what happened? I said, no, I had free time too. So that by Monday, I'm not coming to the office and I'm now replying to messages that had been sent over the weekend. By Sunday, I've already started doing it. So it's important that you move in that direction. Another example, one of my line managers at the time, so I was still very young in my career. So the line manager asked me that, okay, Tolani, how do you prepare for your work week? How do you prepare for Monday? Monday is start of your work week here. How do you prepare? So I was still very young in my career then. Okay. I said, when I close on Friday, if I have time, I'll go and make my hair and fix my nails. If not, Saturday, I'll fix my nails, I'll make my hair. I would also plan the dresses I'm going to wear for the coming week. My line manager just looked at me like this. In fact, from the look, I said, wow, I've goofed. What did I say? But honestly, that's the way I knew how to prepare for work week at the time. Line manager said, no. What you are supposed to do is to have looked at your to-do list that you did not complete the previous week and also begin to write the activities, the key objectives, the things you want to achieve in the coming week. I was like, hey, look at me. And here was I saying that, I'll fix my hair, get my nails done, just make sure okay, maybe am I wearing purple on Monday? Am I wearing green on Tuesday? That was my own, in my mind then, that was how I can prepare for the week. So it is important that you understand your boss. As an individual, understand your skills, understand the technical skills for the role, the leadership capabilities, the communication skills, the problem-solving abilities, and the project management experience for that role. Then you need to also, consider your achievements. A lot of us, we would work very hard, but we're not documenting our achievements. From today, please go and get a performance diary, a journal, whereby you'll be documenting everything you've achieved. For some of us, and that thing has happened to me before. I was talking to one of my colleagues at the time, like, we were filling our appraisal form at that time, and I'm like, I don't even know what to even say I've achieved. It was that my colleague that was reminding me that you've achieved this, you've done this, you've done that, you've done that. In fact, I will even say who the colleague was. It was Chidiogo. We were filling our appraisal form at that point, and she said, "You've achieved this." And she's like, "I can't even remember that I already achieved this." So since that time, I became very deliberate about keeping a performance diary so that nothing slips through the net. So keep it. Have your work-related activities in it, your achievements, and some things that you have, some challenges you've also encountered, and even just taking it a step forward. Anytime you go to your boss, please don't just go there without engaging him or going with your book or your biro. Just don't go there and just sit down and just say, oh, I remember thing that you have told me. No, go with your paper, go with your biro, take notes of everything that he has said. And even better, you can even share a minute of the meeting, because it helps both of you track records, so that the next meeting you have with him, you can be sharing updates, and you also have that in email as well, and helps you that, okay, before I even go and meet my boss next time, I need to ensure that I follow through with this task. Next is continuous learning. It is important that we continue to learn. Like they say, if you stop learning, person starts dying. So it's important that you learn, understand the market trends in your industry, understand the professional qualifications. So for instance, I'm an accountant and I don't have ICANN. To get an ICANN qualification in Nigeria is very, very key, even for your next levels. I've seen some organizations whereby they did not even promote some people because they did not have ICANN. So please get professional qualifications. Apart from that, attend training courses. Like this one that you're attending today is great, and the other ones you've attended. Well done to the other speakers too. Attend it as well. Go for networking events. Network. Don't just say that, oh, I only want to just begin my work. No, you need to also network as well. Okay, so this part is very, very important. Please, if you have not been listening, I need your attention. So here you are. You've done your work well. You are performing all the responsibilities in your job description. You are meeting your KPIs 100%. But it's important that you identify the key stakeholders, the influencers, and the sponsors in your organization. The truth of the matter is that when very important decisions are being made about you, you are not there. So it is these key stakeholders, the influencers, the sponsors that will speak up for you. I remember there was a colleague that I had, fantastic, very, very hardworking, exceptional. She used to do very, very well. But it was like me, myself, and I. I come to the office, I clock in, I do my work, face my job. When it's 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock closing time, I pick my bag and go. No, you must build relationships. You must build relationships and also identify the influencers in your organization. Every organization has influencers. Every organization has sponsors. And it's important that you identify them and also build relationships with them. So there are four categories of people I've put in these boxes. So you have your line manager. Your line manager is your first point of contact when it comes to promotion. That is why I mentioned previously that you have to go in the direction of your line manager. It is important. Not that the line manager is saying A, you are saying B. Go in that direction. Build strong rapport with them, and also keep them informed of every goals and achievement you have made. It is important. Apart from that, you have other business leaders too. So it is not only your line manager you'll be saying good morning to, hi, good afternoon to. Other business leaders too. You must also maintain relationship with them. Go and meet them. Ask for advice sometimes, just engage them. And anytime any other leader gives you any task or comes to meet you to say, oh, for instance, Chidiogo, I need this information. The way you will take your line manager's request serious, obviously you have to prioritize, you have to learn how to prioritize, but take it seriously. Always follow through and give them feedback, because they are watching, they're observing you. And when key decisions are being made about you, they are on that table. This is important. HR too. It's important too that you build good relationships with HR too, because they actually understand the process of the appraisal. So build that relationship and also go to meet them for advice and just ask them questions so that they can also guide you appropriately. Then you have your colleagues, you have your peers. There are some organizations whereby even some junior staff, they are very influential, even compared to some very senior staff. So it's important that you also engage with them and you seek feedback from them. It's important. So let me give a real life example. So talking about peers and colleagues, there was a particular organization. I got to know this because as HR, one of the influencers was the MD's driver. You will not believe it. Yes, the MD's driver was actually an influencer. How? The MD was always busy in and out of the country, wasn't really wasn't really always in the country. But anytime he comes back, he would always ask his driver, how are the staff? It's not like it's the MD has fantastic relationship with the HR and the HR, the chief human resources officer had fantastic relationship with the person. But the driver, because he knew that he's not going to get anything cosmetic. He's going to get the truth from the driver because he had worked with him for a long time and understood him because they had worked for maybe like 15 years even before he came to that particular organization. He knows him very well. He knows his family. So it was the driver who would ask questions. How are staff doing? How is this person? How is that person? So God helps you when the driver is talking to the MD would now start saying, the driver will say, don't mind this person, or this person is this and that. So it's important that of person, you know that even though you don't need to do like eye service, but just even saying, hi, how are you? It's something. I remember even in terms of my own career, at a point whereby I was expecting a particular promotion, and the promotion did not come because my line manager at the time felt I was not ready for the promotion. Just felt like, Tolani, you're young, you're not ready for this next level, you're still young, people at this level. And I know that there's some people here that your line manager might have told you that you're not qualified, you're too young for the next level. People that get this promotion, that certain ages, you are still young. Please, I'm here to tell you that your manager has said it, fine. You must not disrespect him or her. Respect them, but don't keep that in your mind. Don't keep that in mind. Keep on doing the good job. One day it will show. So my line manager told me that you're too young. It's older people at this certain age that usually get this promotion. You're young, you can't get it and all that. I actually felt bad, but it didn't stop me from doing my work. I continued to do my work. So there was a particular day they had a meeting. So the influencers, the sponsors, your key stakeholders, they were on the round table having a meeting. And my particular line manager was on that table. And they were talking about, so there was a list of people who were going to receive bonus and promotion. So they were going through the list, remove this person, oh, keep this person, remove this person, oh, keep this person, remove this person, oh, keep this person. And when it got to my name, they now asked, okay, Tolani, what should we do? Everybody on that table said, keep her, she deserves a promotion. My line manager was like, but she's young. Everybody said, no, there is no request we give to Tolani that she will not do and deliver. She would always go above and beyond. She engages us, she this, she that. My line manager was shocked. In fact, my line manager had to come to the office, and it was my line manager that told me this story, not even anybody else. It was my line manager, and even apologized to say that, Tolani, I didn't know that you were worth this. I just kind of overlooked you. I just felt like you're young, you might not be able to do this. And the line manager apologized, and I was able to get the promotion. But looking at it in hindsight, at that point I didn't even know that I was dealing with influencers and sponsors. I didn't even have any idea. I was just doing it that, somebody is asking me to help them with this certain request. Let me just get it done. I know the importance of quick service delivery. I was just getting it done. I didn't know that I was actually doing it for myself indirectly. So please sit down, identify your influencers, identify your sponsors, because those people too, they have more. Some of them even have more say than your boss, some of them. So please identify them and build good relationship with them. Okay, so in terms of getting promotion and pitching for promotion, one, it's important that you define your goals. Have clear goals. Have clear career goals. If there's anybody on this call today that you've not set your goals, you don't even know what you want to achieve in the next 1 month, 6 months, short-term, long-term goals, please, from today, after this call, go and write down your goals. Ensure that you have your goals. And part of your goals should be that, yes, your next level, your promotion, have your clear goals. Apart from having your goals, develop your skills. If you know that, okay, this next level, I need X, Y, B. In fact, let me also mention this. For your next level too, JDs. Begin to act the part. for that your next level. Look at what is the JD for this next level? What are the KPIs for this for this next level? And begin to act the part too. And identify, okay, I don't have this particular skill. Let me try and develop that skill. It's very important too. Extremely important. I remembered again, there was a certain time too, I was also looking at getting promotion. This was even before the story I told you guys. I was looking to getting promotion, and it wasn't happening. I had to change, and all these things I'm sharing are very practical. I had to change my mindset. 1, 2, I began to move with people who were more matured than me and were already in that position. In your career, you have to be very deliberate. I remember during the last class, Chidi said that she treats her career like business. She's business-minded when it comes to her career, and it's very true. You have to be business-minded. It is important that you are deliberate and intentional. So at that point, I began to look out for, okay, this person is already in that position that I want to be. And I began to act as if I was already in that position. Began to, have a lot of conversations with them, began to interact more with them, and told them, and I even got to the stage whereby I had to tell them that these are my gaps, and they really helped me. And at the end of the day, I was able to get that promotion. So if you are aiming at a particular promotion, look out for people around that in that category and move closer to them too. Learn from them. No man is an island on his own. You can't do it all by yourself. You need other people too as well. Then also too, in pitching for your promotion, what you need to do is to take initiatives. Don't wait for a certain task to be assigned to you. Take initiatives. It is important. Take initiatives. Let me just pause. I hope everyone can hear me. I hope I'm not just talking to myself. Please, if you can hear me, just pop yes in the chat box. Just say yes. Say carry on, Tolani. Please, let me just see. Let me be sure that everybody is following. Good. Thank you, Boluwatife Abimbola. Yes. Okay, Oluwayemisi, thank you very much. Adishewa, thank you. Okay. So that it's not like I'm talking to myself. Thank you, everyone. So, it's important. Take initiatives. Boss. I'll give an example. Larry was a professional at doing that. I don't even know if he's on the call. Larry would go and meet his boss and say, boss, I can see that you are overwhelmed with work. You are doing A, B, and C. What can I help you with? Don't wait for your boss to say, do this. Yes, he'll give you some tasks, but there's some other tasks. It gets to a time whereby your job even becomes routine. You are doing it over and over again. So be proactive and go and meet your boss and say, okay, what can I help you to do? Teach me how to do this so that I can take that workload off you. In a way, your line manager will begin to look at you that, okay, indeed, this person is really ready for the next level. This is important. I can't emphasize more, like, build relationships, network. It's important. No man is an island on his own. Don't just come to work that, I'm just coming to the office today, I just want to face my work. It's 9 to 5, do my work. I'm not relating with anybody. I don't want to have friends. Just do my work, and let me receive my alert, my salary at the end of the month. No, build relationship. It is very, very key. As one, I've also spoken about, ensuring that you document your achievements. Go for that. If you don't have a professional qualification, and it is very important in your organization for your next level, for your promotion, try and get that qualification. It is very important. Then, what you also need to do before you pitch your presentation. So I'll talk about pitching your presentation in 2 aspects. There's some organizations whereby you have to come and pitch your presentation to say that, I'm ready for my next level. I want to get promoted, and you begin to justify why you should be promoted. Why there are some organizations that have proper structures whereby you have your appraisal, your performance appraisal systems, and that would be addressed in that route. But let me talk to 2 things. So if you are in that category whereby you already have performance appraisals and you have a proper structure in place, again, you now need to utilize the power of relationship. From time to time, Don't wait till appraisal time. See, appraisal should not shock you. From the appraisal cycle, you should know what your promotion, whether you're going to get promotion or salary review. At least you should know, not the one that the least to come out and be like, how come? You should know. So from there, you start building relationship. Meet your boss from time to time. Remind your bosses that I'm ready for my next level. Even from you taking off some workload from them already shows that you're ready for the next level. Speak to your boss too that, okay, I've been able to achieve this, and in my free time, I've achieved this qualification, I've gone for this training, I've done this, I've done that. You're already putting in his mind so that when he's even completing that appraisal, he already knows that this person, Boluwatife, for instance, is ready for her next level. She's ready for promotion. That's in that aspect. But if you're in an organization whereby you need to go do presentations to management to let them know that, yes, I need to be promoted, please, it's important that you do your research. Ensure that you structure your pitch. Ensure that you are able to highlight what your achievements are, your qualifications, and what your vision for the future is. Practice, rehearse. Don't wait till last minute before you begin to practice your pitch. This is important because just look at it as if it's an elevator speech. Practice, and also get prepared for questions. It's important too. One important thing I like to mention: visibility is very, very key in getting promotion. Visibility. You have to ensure that you are visible both at the top level, management, at the mid-level, at the low level. You must be visible. And how are you visible? How can you be visible? By doing your work and by showcasing your work. Some of us will do our work, will not even let our managers know. If you've achieved something, you can send a mail to your manager, I've achieved this, I've achieved that. Let it be documented. I remember there was a particular line manager whereby once a member of his team achieves things, in fact, what he will do, he will even blow your trumpet. He will send a mail to the entire organization to say that, for instance, Sheyi has achieved this. It has never been done in the organization before. That is the way of the line manager making one visible. But you can also take that. You can also, in your own way, make yourself visible by doing your work and speaking up, speaking out. So you have to be proactive. Don't wait. Don't wait that I've been here 5 years, I've not been promoted. You need to be very intentional about your career. It's important. So you need to highlight your unique value proposition. All of us, everybody has their own unique strengths. Everybody has their own unique value that they can bring on board in every organization. So it is important that you always demonstrate expertise. Understand your organization. Business acumen is important. Don't say that, for instance, I'm in training department, or I'm in commercial department, or I'm in procurement department, I don't really need to understand the business. No, understand your business. Know what your business does. Be deliberate, be intentional, be invested, be interested in everything that your organization does. It is important. It will help you as well. In that way, it will also help you to align your skills with the organization's goal. Apart from that, so I cannot overemphasize, you must always see, like, there's a book I really like, and the book says that we are the light of the world. A candle cannot be lit under the bed. You need to show forth your light. So don't say that, I've done this, and you just keep quiet. Always blow your own trumpet. If nobody is blowing your trumpet, please blow your trumpet as well. Articulate your vision. Make sure that you have a clear vision for the future of the organization and even for the future role. Always have a clear vision. So, for instance, if you're going to present to management to say that, okay, this is the reason why I should be promoted, the things that you need to do, talk about your current achievement. Apart from talking about your current achievement, talk about the things you're going to achieve in that new role. And that's why it's important that you understand the organization. You will know some gaps and say how you're able to bridge that gap with your value proposition. Also highlight your unique skill. Everybody on this call, all of us, we're all unique. We all have our unique skills. And that is why you have to show it forth. Okay. Yeah. So you need to demonstrate your leadership potentials. On the last call that we had, I remember, I think it was Chidi and Damari that had mentioned that when your line manager is on leave, that's a very good time to shine. Absolutely. When your line manager is on leave, Please, that is not the time to just be playing. That's not the time to like, okay, my line manager is not around now. Oh, instead of me closing by 5 o'clock, I want to close by 2 o'clock. I beg Jerry, nobody would know. At least we're not clocking in, we're not clocking out. No, that's in fact, I remember in my former organization, anytime my line manager is on leave. In fact, I personally I don't like my line manager going on leave, because that is when I even want to, I will work hard to just that my line manager will not even have to even do any work in terms of his leave. And that is where you are supposed to be, because in that way, you're already demonstrating your leadership capabilities. How do you demonstrate your leadership capabilities? In terms of, your teamwork, team collaboration, share ideas with your team members and also build relationships with other teams, not only your department. But finance department, you're not building relationship with people in HR, you're not building relationship with people in supply chain, you're not building relationship with people in project department. Build relationships, foster a positive environment. Also, have your goals. We've already spoken about you setting your goals. Ensure that your goals are smart and ensure that you work towards achieving those goals, and you're able to demonstrate to your line manager that, oh, I set these goals and I've been able to demonstrate it. Very importantly, you must always ask for feedback. It is important. Go and meet your line manager. If you're not doing it, please start doing it. Meet your line managers and ask them, what should I start doing? What should I stop doing? What should I continue? It is important. I'll say it again. What should I start doing? What should I stop doing? And what should I continue? Always ask for feedback. Don't wait till when we're sitting down to do appraisal meetings and you're like, I didn't know. No, every time, go and ask them. It helps you so that you are able to move in the direction of the organization and your boss, and even do well and get ready for your next level. Okay. So if you have if you've done a pitch, if you've spoken to your boss about I'm ready for the next level, I want to get promoted, you've spoken to your boss already, or you did a presentation to your top leadership about your next level, always ensure that you express gratitude. I've seen some cases whereby just because some people did not express gratitude, they did not get their next level. You'll be very surprised how some little things that we take for granted actually means a lot. So express gratitude to your key stakeholders. Always seek feedback. Always seek feedback. Always ask for feedback. Even after your presentations, always ask them, oh, how did I do in this presentation? How did it go? Always ask for feedback. Apart from that, let's say, and that's going to actually happen to a lot of people on this call. Let's say that you've pitched for your promotion, you've done everything that we've mentioned, you've set your goals, you've worked hard, and you get the promotion. Please make sure you read through the letter carefully. Read through the terms and conditions. Just don't collect letter and sign. It's very important. Please always read and ask questions about terms of promotions, because there's some organizations that they will say, okay, you'll be let's say the appraisal list came out today. The effective date can be in 6 months' time. So it's very important that you just read and you ask questions. Then also to ensure that the terms and conditions in terms of the salaries, in terms of maybe like the benefits, are outlined in any letters that you receive, maybe your promotion letters. So at last minute, I just thought about this because I know I'm talking to different people. So I'm talking to some people that are expecting promotions, which we've already addressed. I'm also talking to some people that were expecting promotions, they pitched for promotions, they did the appraisals, and they were not promoted. So I just felt like it's important that I also talk about this. So how do you handle promotion rejection? How do you handle it? Nobody likes to be rejected, nobody at all. So just imagine you've worked so hard, you've stretched yourself, you've left your comfort zone, and at the end of the day, you're being told no to promotion, or the promotion list comes out in your organization and your name is not promoted. You're hearing other people being congratulated, but yourself, you're not being congratulated. Definitely you will feel bad. But I want to tell you that if you follow these steps, things will definitely, turn around. I know it can be very disheartening, but it's actually very important that you have a constructive mindset. So before you make any judgment, it's important to understand the why. Why were you rejected? Why didn't you receive that promotion? It's important that you understand the why. How? One, understand the company's performance. How is the organization performing? It is important. Some of us who are working for some organization, we don't even know the financials. We don't even know how they are performing. We don't even know whether they are meeting their EBITDA. We don't know whether whether we're meeting our profits. We don't know. Only just to receive salary. Please know your company's performance. Understand the financial landscape of the organization. There are some organizations that print out, they put their financials on their website. So if you need to go to the website and check or try and ask your line managers or key stakeholders to understand the performance of the organization. I've been in organizations whereby, management was very open to letting us know how the performance was, and even all of us we had that ownership mentality to ensure that the business did well. But some other organizations are not very open like that. But whatever it is, understand what it is. So understand the organization's performance. It might be a case whereby they're not meeting their numbers, so that is why they cannot promote. Secondly, understand the position's requirements. What skills is required for that certain next level that you've not gotten yet? And also, you need to review your performance appraisal. Look out for the areas that your line manager has told you to improve on. I know it's very painful because I've also gone through that as well. At one point in my career too, I was expecting promotion. I'd worked so hard. I was very happy that, yes, I'm going to get promotion. But unfortunately, a line manager called me for a meeting and told me that, sorry, we cannot promote you yet. I was heartbroken. How did I deal with it? To be honest, I had to just sit back and think that, okay, why? And I got to know that I had to even ask my line manager why. And I also asked some very key and senior people why. So I wasn't the only one that was rejected at that time. And it was because of COVID. It was COVID year. So they were not meeting their numbers, and they could not promote at that time. So I just took it with a positive, I took it on a positive note. I said, okay, Tolani, this has not happened now, but you need to work to ensuring that it happens. Okay. So in handling rejection for promotion is not the end of the road. It is not the end of the road. Some people, because they rejected them, they just feel that, that is the end of my career journey. That is the end of the road. No, it is an opportunity for you to learn. It's an opportunity for you to grow. And it's an opportunity for you to explore new career options. So if you've been rejected before, what do you need to do? Take a self-assessment. I was in an organization whereby people would come pitch for promotion, and some people would come, they're not even prepared. It's important that you prepare before you even before you pitch for any promotion. Prepare. So we usually give them feedback. So if you are in that scenario whereby you've gone for instance, an interview for the next level and you were not given the role, go back and meet the hiring manager or the line manager and ask them for feedback. Okay, what did I do right in this interview? What did I do wrong? And once you've gotten the feedback, use it to learn, work on it, use it to build yourself so that it doesn't happen again, and so that next time you pitch, you can get that promotion. So do a self-assessment, feedback analysis, and do a goal setting again. It's important. So don't just say that, this did not happen, it's the end of the world. What am I going to do? No. Please ensure that you do your goal setting, or if you already have your goals, look at your goals and just run with it. That, yes, do I need to adjust this goal, or do I need to still run with this goal, or have part for this certain period? So 1 minute, please. So it's important. Seeking feedback. I cannot overemphasize this. Always seek feedback. Do not hesitate to seek feedback from your line manager, and if you have mentors, seek feedback from them in terms of your performance and areas you need to improve. Please always take feedback and take it well. I remember there was a certain time whereby I wrote a certain exam, And I failed the exam. See, I'm even happy. See, I'm smiling and saying that I failed an exam. Yes, I did. I failed an exam. And I was so upset. I even cried. Oh, I spent so much money. Why did I fail this exam? Why did this happen? Oh no. And I was not ashamed. There was one consultant that was working with our organization at the time. So she came to see my boss. And because again, I had built relationship with her. When she saw me, she said, "Ah, Tolani, you don't look too happy. Your usual self, you're always smiley, happy, and joyful." I'm like, I didn't do well. I didn't do well in this exam. I didn't do well. And she laughed at me. She laughed at me. In fact, some of us would even know her. Adora. She's one of the HR leaders. Adora. She laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed at me. In my mind, I'm like, why is this woman laughing at me? Why is she laughing at me? It's about to show empathy and tell me what I should do differently. But she told me the truth. She told me that, Tolani, okay, wrote this exam. What resources did you use? And after that, I used it. She just laughed. She said, Tolani, there was no way you would have failed now. First of all, you used the wrong materials. I'm like, oh, I didn't know. So she now directed me. Next time, these are the materials you need to use. Then she also directed me to a training institute, Certification Edge. If you want to do exam again, go to these people. You would learn better. I know she really spoke to me, and I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for that advice, because that advice opened doors for me to even having more professional qualifications. So I can even laugh about it. I can actually even say what happened confidently, because I know that it's a thing of the past. So always seek guidance, career guidance from senior people that you know that they will actually point you in the right direction. It's important. Okay. Have a develop a growth plan. Have a growth plan. It is important that you have a growth plan. What is your growth plan for the next 1 year? What is your growth plan for the next 2 years? What's your growth plan for the next 5 years? Have that. Ensure that you always build on your skills, enhance your skills, identify your skill gap, and seek training, seek mentorship. In your careers, it is important that you have mentors. I'm not saying it's compulsory. I'm saying it is important. For me, as a person, I had a mentor, and that kind of changed my career for good, because my mentor, and I'm somebody that I like to go and meet people that will tell me the truth. I don't like meeting people that will sugarcoat things for me. And that my mentor, she told me things I was doing right and things I was not doing right. And since I had that mentorship relationship, my career had changed. And not only me, that's the testimony of a lot of us that have her as our mentor. Our careers have changed. So have a mentor. No man is an island. Go and get somebody either in your career, in your career field, or somebody, or you can even have a mentor through reading their books or even following them online. There are different ways you can have a mentor, but it's important that you have a mentor. You understand? Then also take up new projects, take up new responsibilities. Because if you are still on your stretch zone, for instance, you only do one task, you can't learn more. So try and take up additional responsibilities, stretch. It will help you to even learn more. And build relationship, network. Join it for most of us here. I want to believe we belong to one institute or the other. There are some professional bodies we belong to. Network, they just don't join and you're not even contributing. Join, attend their events, network, and seek advice from people that have done it and are very successful in that particular field. Time management and productivity. This is very important. We have to understand how to prioritize when it comes to our work. Some of us, like, one thing I learned from one of my former bosses, anytime I go and meet him, or in fact, my boss then would say, Tolani, I'm a moving trailer. I'm a moving trailer. If I'm if I'm moving too fast, let me know. Initially, when I was working with that particular boss, I would not even say anything. I'll just take up everything, take up everything, take up everything. And before you know it, there's some deliverables I won't be able to meet up. And I had to change the way I was doing things in terms of prioritizing. So my boss then, I would ask him, what is important? What is urgent? What do you need now that is hot on your tables, is on the front burner? What is urgent? What is less urgent? What do you need now? What do you need in some days' time? It helps you to manage your time, not the one that you've done a certain task and it's not even needed to in the next 3 months, whereby there's another task that's actually needed immediately. So always understand the tasks that are important, urgent, not important, but urgent. Just understand how to prioritize. Time is money. Time is important. Some of us, when we resume to work, we'll first use, let's say working hours is from 8 to 5. You resume by 8. You first of all use 1 hour from that 8 o'clock, that's your official working time, to go to the kitchen, for instance. You either gist, or that's when you just gist for 1 hour, 30 minutes before you now settle into your work. No, if you are doing that, please try and stop it. You need to prioritize your time. One thing I learned from one of my bosses then was that it's better to even resume work earlier. Anything you need to do, if you're resuming by, if you're supposed to resume by 8 o'clock and resume by 7:30, you can do other things which are personal. Then by 8, you start your work and you're able to work smart, because there's a clear difference between working smart and working hard. How you can work smart is by time management, and also use tools. There's technology now. Use technology to ensure that you are more productive at work. There are a lot of technology and tools and apps that you can actually use to drive efficiency at work. Okay. So we're still talking about how do you handle rejecting, how do you handle being rejected from being promoted. So we're still talking about that. So you need to maintain professionalism. There are some people that once they have been told that, oh, we're not promoting you, or you went for an interview for a particular role and you were given a feedback to say that, oh, sorry, we can't take you for this role, or you're not qualified, or you're not suitable. I'm talking about within the organization. So let's say you applied for another role within the organization, which is your next level, and you were given a negative feedback, or in your performance appraisals, you did not get the promotion. Please do not, it's not the time to be gossiping. It is not a time to be saying this organization, they have their favorites. They always promote their favorites. We are not in their good books. No, always maintain professionalism. Have a positive attitude towards it. Because trust me, your key stakeholders. Let's not forget our key stakeholders. Your influencers, your sponsors. Everybody's watching.
We lost connection. Am I the only one?
Yeah, we lost connection at some point. Yeah.
Okay, so can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can. Please, can we confirm if you can see her screen in the chat room so she can continue? Okay, yes.
Okay, great. Sorry about that. It's the internet. Okay. Right. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm talking about handling, how do you handle promotion rejection? So the last point I would say on this has to do with you exploring both internal and external opportunities. So for instance, I've heard people like based on experience, I've heard people say that, oh, it's like my boss doesn't want to promote me. I've done everything I need to have done. I've met my KPIs, but unfortunately, I haven't been promoted. Or because my boss is on a certain level, there's no way the organization is going to promote me above my boss or put me at par with my boss. Two options. You can either look at a different department, to move to a different department. The second is expand. Can you hear me all? Just let me know if you can hear me still.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. So let's say you've done everything that you need to have done and promotion is not happening. Again, you have to be very intentional about your career. If it's not happening, please try and look for other options in other organizations. So it might be that you're just in that organization to learn and move to another organization and you would get a better and higher responsibility and a better level. So that can be considered as well. So in terms of developing a continuous improvement plan, so let's say that, yes, you've been promoted. It's important that you do not begin to joke. I've seen cases whereby somebody got promoted and they just feel like, oh, I've been promoted. They don't even get ambitious again, no drive. You just feel very comfortable. No, even when you've gotten your promotion, you must learn to develop a continuous improvement plan. You always have to continue to improve yourself. It's very important. Set new goals. So remember, you've set a goal, you've been able to achieve it. Set a new goal. Set a new goal. Always seek mentorship. I'll give you a testimony about my mentor who is also mentoring other people who are doing very well in their careers. So seek mentorship. Try and get a mentor or try and get a coach. It's very important. Invest in your continuous learning. Always learn. No man is an island on his own. Learn. Attend industry conferences. Get certifications. If you need to further your education as well, further your education. I've seen cases whereby there was somebody who I recently interviewed, and he had been in that particular organization for over 10 years. So I asked him that, okay, why do you want to leave? He said, and did not be promoting, I've not been promoted. Why were you not promoted? Because they only promoting people that have BSc. Why have you not gotten your BSc? I didn't have time to do my work. Seriously, remember when I started this training, I said there's the organizational bit. There's also your bit. You need to take your career into your hands. So you've actually worked there 10 years. Now they're promoting people that are even more junior to you because they have BSc. You don't have BSc. You only have a particular qualification and you have not been promoted. What has stopped you from trying to invest in yourself and getting additional qualifications? Although too, when he was talking, although I didn't mention this to him, I also had a bit of concern that organization too is not really being fair to him. They can be policies which can support people like that. But again, different organizations and different ways of them handling issues. But again, if he had tried to improve on himself, definitely he would have gotten promotions for the next level. Always do regular check-ins and get feedback from your line managers and even your team members. Always get reviews, performance reviews. How am I doing? How can I improve on my work? Okay, so I've also put some strategies for continuous learning. I've mentioned some of them already. If you need to further education, if you need to get additional qualifications, do seek feedback regularly, attend industry events, network, and study. A lot of us, we don't read. Try and read. Invest in books in personal development, listen to podcasts, online resources. You have Udemy, you have Coursera. Try and do a lot of stuff, self-study. It goes a long way too. Okay, so embracing self-improvement for success. Self-improvement is a continuous process that requires commitment and effort. You must invest in your personal growth. Remember that if you want to become an asset, in fact, a valuable asset in any organizations, it's important that you invest in yourself. It's important that you're able to achieve your career goals and objectives. Never say that you're too busy to try and attend some industry events. I have been there before, so don't think as if I'm just saying things that I've not said. I'm like, oh, I'm so busy, I can't do this, I can't do this. No, you have to create time. You have your leave days. You have you have your leave days that you can use to go for some of these events. Be deliberate and intentional about your career. It's very important. Okay, so in rounding up, I'm already rounding up now. I learned something recently from one of my business leaders, and I just felt it was important to say the quote here. So, like she said to me recently, she said, "Success is never owned; it is rented, and the rent is due every day, even when you get your promotion." Do not rest on your house. Do not say that, oh, I've been promoted, and you don't even have any drive again. Trust me, people behind you are looking at that position. So you always have to try and see how you can move. Don't be in the category of people that you've been promoted and you're not even no drive, you're not even looking at the next level again. And that's one of the things that I really like about my mentor, who is mentor to a lot of people that are even on this call. She would never take no for an answer. She's somebody that even if she has achieved this, she's already looking at, okay, what's the next thing what's the next thing I'm going to achieve? So even if you've gotten your promotion, do not stop there. Remember that success, there's nobody's name that's customized as success. It is never owned, it is rented, and you have to pay the price. You have to work on it. You have to work and strive towards getting successful every day by investing in yourself, by building relationships, by ensuring that you also manage your key stakeholders. It is important. I just want to share this example. It just came to my mind now. So I will have some people that will say, oh, I have a very difficult boss, or my boss is not being supportive. I'm overwhelmed with work. How do I cope with work stress? Do you know that you can also, apart from top-down leadership, there's also down-top leadership as well. You can manage your boss as well. You can as well. Because there was a particular boss I had, like I said, the boss would tell me that, oh, Tolani, I'm a moving trailer. I move fast. I want everything now, 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 now. And one of the things I started doing differently, even before he asked me for any work, apart from even like ensuring that I work hard. But I would always share updates with him every time. I'm working on this, I'm working on that, I'm working on this. In fact, my list maybe is like 10 over 10, and I'll share it with him. Like, these are the things that I'm working on at the moment. I'm like, oh, Tolani, you're working on this, you're working on this. Fantastic. Fantastic. I won't overwhelm you with work. Finish this, then I will give you another work. Some of us don't know how to manage our boss, and it's important. That's why I mentioned at the beginning of this call that know your boss. Apart from even knowing yourself, understand your boss, understand your stakeholders, know who they are, and work in that direction. And you see that work would even be much easier for us. I've also attached some very useful resources. So apart from you going on Udemy, apart from you going on Coursera, even LinkedIn, there's some courses you can take. YouTube, there's some courses as well. Apart from you going through even LBS and other institutes as well, there are some important books that we should read. It's not limited to the ones I've put up on the screen. There are still more books, but these are books that I know that are very helpful, that has actually helped in the career space, has helped me, has helped my friends, my colleagues, and has also helped some employees I've worked with. So please, if you've not read any of these books, try and read them, but don't limit yourself to these books. Try and get other books that you can read and improve on yourself. And whatever stage you are in your career, I want to tell you that indeed you can succeed, indeed you can make it. All you need to do is to ensure that you change your mindset, take good care of your health, identify your key stakeholders and influencers and build rapport with them, have a clear goal, and make sure that you work towards it. Understand the organization you're working with. Have business acumen. It is very important. Understand your key performance indicators. Understand your job descriptions. Always meet your boss for feedback. What are you doing well? What are you not doing well? What do you need to continue? Apart from that, too, also volunteer to handle some other tasks. And I will tell you that if you are doing these things, and most importantly, commit it into the hands of God. Once you're doing all these things, you would see that definitely promotion will come, whether in the current organization you are in or in another organization, it will definitely happen. Because one of the books I love to read, it says that seest thou a man diligent in his work, he will stand before kings and not mere men. So even if you are doing all this and it's not happening, trust me, it will happen one day. And I like to say thank you very much, everyone, for your time. If you have any questions, please let me know. Chidi, thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for staying to this point. Despite the short network interruption that we had, thank you, everyone, for staying to this point. Oh my God. Okay. So do you have any questions? Thank you, Tolani, for your time today. I know it is an early Saturday morning and you were gracious enough to come and spend it with us today and equipping us with knowledge that we need to know for pitching for promotion. Because that's something that a lot of people struggle, right? We know how to do our jobs, but we don't know how to communicate what we do, right? And we don't know how to ask for the next level. We just feel that, oh, they will see me, they will see what I'm doing, and they'll give me the job. It doesn't work like that at all. You need to be able to know how to ask for your promotion, how to pitch for your promotion, right? So, feedback.
So
Okay,
Chidi, I think we should recognize this.
excellent presentation. Well done. Thanks to the Okay, the Bible is not a book. Oh, okay. Wow, this is a very interesting session. Well done, Mr. Lani and the organizers. Amazing, beautiful. So, if you have your questions, please, you can raise your hand and you'll be called on to speak, or you can just put your questions in the comment section. Now we have time to get our questions across to her. Any question on your mind, probably, or something that okay, someone's asking, please, how can I know my SWOT? I am a lawyer by profession. I want to add human resources management. Do I know my SWOT? Okay, how can she know her SWOT? I know there are some. Hi, Tolani.
Okay, hi. Yes, I'm still here. So can you hear me too?
Okay.
Hi, can you hear me, Chidi?
Okay, so Uzumaka, if you can hear me, right? Yeah.
Hi, Chidi, can you hear me?
Speak?
Yes, can you hear me, please? Oh, what's going on?
Okay, because I can hear you now.
Can you hear me, please? Hello?
Yeah,
okay,
Tolani, we
okay.
can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Oh, damn, Larry, thank you very much for joining this call. I'm very grateful. And I can even see one of our seniors that joined, Mrs. Rita Babalola. Thank you very much. Wow, I didn't even expect that you'd be on this call. Chidi, you should invite her to one of these series too. Okay, so to your question about how do you, I think it was Uzo Amaka that mentioned, how do you know your SWOT? So, like I mentioned earlier, what you need to do is to collaborate with other people. You're going to do a personality test on your own and also collaborate with other people. So sit down in your own quiet time and understand what are your strengths. What is Uzo Amaka known for? What are the things that you do with passion? What are your strengths? What are your qualities? What are your weaknesses? What are the things that you have identified as your weakness that so when it comes to SWOT analysis, so your strengths and your weaknesses are actually internal. They're internal. But when it comes to opportunities and threats, they're external. So in terms of your weakness, what is that one thing that you need to improve on? So for some people, it can be time management. For some people, it can be procrastination. So what is that one thing that you know that you need to work on? So that is your weakness. Opportunities. What are your opportunities? What are the things that you can do to work on your weakness? So is it by furthering your education? Is it by networking? Is it by attending conferences? That's your opportunity. Then in terms of your threat, it's external. So again, government policies are usually threats. You know how you talk about your threats are like your inflation, the inflation. So like last year, if you compare year on year, last year our inflation rate was about 24%. This year now is about 34.19%. Government policies ever changing, insecurity. So those are things that are external that you cannot change. So once you've even done that assessment on your own, and you can also take a personality test, Chidi can share that with you. You can also speak to your friends, and you can speak to your line managers, you can speak to your bosses at work, you can speak to your peers, your colleagues, and even if you have people reporting to you, ask them for your SWOT. So to be honest, in fact, it's even they're the ones that will give you the true picture of who you are. Because sometimes some of us might not be very true to ourselves, but your people around you, they will tell you who you are. So that is one way to ensure that you know your SWOT. Again, we can, if you still have further questions, you can still reach out to Chidi. She can give you more insights. And if you can also reach out to me too. I can also provide insights and give you the necessary tools that you can use to measure your SWOT. And yes, there are a lot of lawyers in the there are a lot of lawyers in the HR profession, a lot of them. So yes, you can transition it to being a HR person. In fact, I would even say, like, even for my interaction with some people who used to be lawyers and are now in the HR fields, they actually excel in the role because they understand the employment contracts, labor laws, and all that. So yes, you can. But what you need to do, I would advise that you network, join HR groups, professional, and try and start taking some professional qualifications like CIPM. You can take SPHR. That would also broaden your knowledge about HR. Then also you can begin to seek HR opportunities too. All right.
Okay, thank you very much, Glenn. So in the chat room, I've dropped a link to the 16 personality test. It's a personality assessment test that you can do to discover who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses, and that would help you, right, in knowing what areas to work on, what areas to hold on to, what areas to improve upon, right? That's one of the various numerous personality tests that have been done. So someone has a question, Tolani, I have a friend that has been in this company for over 5 years, no salary increase, no promotion. Recently, she sent in her resignation letter because she got a better offer. Now, her current boss is saying he's ready to offer ×2 what the new company is offering, and also guilt-tripping her by telling her that they've invested so much in her. Now she's feeling indebted to them. What word of advice can you give to her?
Well, my advice would be your friend actually knows what she wants. Let her be honest with herself. But me, as a professional, I would advise her to move. That would be my own advice, because how come first year nothing was done, second year, and they waited to the 5th year to when she dropped her resignation? Definitely she would have been mentioning it to say that, oh, I want to resign now. I need when am I going to get promoted? When is this going to happen? She would have been having all those conversations. And if it didn't happen until when she wanted to resign, to me, I would advise she should just move. She should move on. However, she should also do a thorough research on the new organization she's going to join, understand what are their policies, how do they treat employees. Just try and understand more about the new organization she's going to join. It's important. So if she feels that the new organization she's going into is not doing excellent in her current organization, then she can consider staying. However, I would advise that she should leave, because again, there are some bosses that would take resignation well. So some bosses would take recognition and just look past it, that, oh, it was our fault. We tried to you left because we're not rewarding you accordingly, and they will look past it. But there's some other bosses that will begin to now say that, oh, why did you even want to resign? And they might start winchunting the person. So again, understand your boss. Understand your boss well. It's very, very important. Understand your boss. Oh, Idara is on this call. Hi, Idara. Thank you very much. Oh, I think Chidi, can you hear me, please? Chidi, your mic is muted.
I hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, please, I want to address something. So there's a message from Sheyi. So he said, the Bible, not a book. Yes, Sheyi, I understand. Yes, but in terms of, I've noticed with time when you are speaking to an audience, so you have different people of different faiths there, and that is why that was mentioned. So I'm talking based on experience. So you can't begin to be on calls like this and begin to quote scriptures. No, you would, again, the Bible it's a book of knowledge too. So that is what I meant. Then you mentioned about lawyers are not HR. Okay, would you want to speak to that? Okay, Chidi, let me hand over to you first.
Okay, so Shay, you can maybe drop in the chat through what you actually mean by your statement, so we can discuss that, right? So people is asking, can we get a soft copy of the PowerPoint? Okay, so the webinar replay will be available. I will share the link on my social media platforms as soon as it's ready, right, from this session. Okay, Aminat is asking, in case where an organization is more focused on rewarding or promoting revenue generating team and other units are not considered, what can an employee do?
Okay, yes, that happens in some organizations whereby, you know, they classify some departments as costs cost cost departments that are the ones always utilizing all the cost of the organization, and that happens. But what needs to be done is to now begin to rethink that such departments have to be very strategic. What are the things you can do to save costs, not to be known as a cost, like as a cost department? As so you would see like sales, some organizations they would promote sales because yes, they're bringing in money, and you hear some MD saying that no, we're going to promote sales because again they're the ones paying your salaries. But there are other values that other organizations, other departments brings on board. Like, first of all, don't see yourself as a cost center. See yourself as a shared service adding value. How can you add value? So I'll be very practical. In one of my organizations, then HR was also considered as a cost center in terms of yes, we do salaries, we're not generating any revenue and all that. So my boss at the time had to think that, okay, what can we do differently so that we can also add value to the organization and also talk that, yes, we're adding to the bottom line revenue of the organization. One, we had a training room at the time, which we were not using. So we now presented to management that this training room, we can be renting it out to external facilitators so that can bring in money for the organization. And we got approval. So we started renting out the training room and we advertised it and people were coming to do training. So again, that was hitting the company's account, one. Two, we had ITF too. We noticed that we were not registered with ITF. We went to register with ITF. Then we started doing our claims. And with ITF, you can get up to 50. That's the only government body that will give you reimbursement. So we started getting up to 50% reimbursement from ITF. Again, what HR too, we are making money for the organization, that hits their account. Apart from that too, we started driving, okay, the technology, paper, let's start using less paper. Let's be more technologically driven. And you'll be surprised if you put a cost to paper, you'll be surprised how paper takes a lot of money. We became more efficient. started driving use of technology instead of using papers and all that. And when we did the cost to it again, there was also cost saving. So at some point, the management stopped saying that, oh, you are cost center. No, we're actually saving costs. So which we're bringing in the revenue for the organization. So you have to just think in-house. What are the things you need to cut down on? What are the strategies you need to implement to bring in costs? Even apart from that, so I remember at the time too, in my organization, in our team too, we too were marketing the products too. So we were bringing in customers too for the organization. So they will say, no, HR is doing well though. HR too are busy. They have this business, business ownership mentality that bringing in money for the organization. And that type of perception changed over time. So that's what I would just advise. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tolani. So Aminat was asking, let's know more about ITF. ITF is Industrial Training Fund. It's a government agency that's responsible for ensuring that training is done across all businesses, that all businesses train their people. And even when they have expatriates, there are people that are shadowing them and learning the skills that they know. So you are supposed to, as a business in Nigeria, you're supposed to remit 1% of your annual gross payments, right, to ITF. And then if you're able to submit evidence of your trainings done in the course of the year, you can claim up to 50% of what you've paid back from them. So that's how ITF works in Nigeria. So I think Lady BA, I don't want to spoil your name, raise their hand. Also,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. But I have a question. My question is, in my organization, I don't want to be abstract. We just had a new CEO, and the man came in all tyrant, action, laid off people. Everybody's like tensed around him. And it doesn't seem like HR can do so much in terms of establishing the culture. So we've always had a very comfortable work culture. And when I say comfortable, like we know that HR is looking out for us as staff. So anything that if management is going to do something and it's not going to sit well with the staff, HR will flag it. But now it seems like HR cannot do so much. It seems like, once the CEO says go, we go. Do you get? So this month we experienced a salary delay that was not addressed, because usually salaries are paid 26th, 27th. And if it doesn't come by 27th, HR sends an email by 27th close of business or 28th early morning. But we didn't get that. So it felt like there's been a lot of, I don't know, I feel like the work culture is shaking in such a situation. What can you advise that our PPC person, because we call them PPC, but our human resource person does to ensure that the CEO is in sync with the organization culture? And then, of course, you can make changes, but not like a whirlwind.
Okay, Lady B, thanks for your question. So I want to ask, for the HR, do they have a HR director?
They have an HR manager. I think that's a PPC manager.
PPC manager. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So, even HR too is actually going through some changes. And my first advice would be that just people should, your organization should give HR some time to also understand the new CEO. As every employee is just understanding the new CEO, HR too is trying to understand them, one. Secondly, if you have like a platform whereby things like you can, if you have a suggestion box or you have a whistleblowing platform whereby you can also, put down suggestions and thoughts or comments, that is also a useful tool. I'll give a very clear example. So in one of the organizations I worked, the CEO, when he joined, his predecessor had told him all sorts of things about the organization. He told them that they're thieves, they do this, they do that. I know, very horrible things he said. So he came with that, he just came with all that. Oh, I'm going to sack you. In fact, he had a meeting with us then. I was saying that I'm going to sack you. You are thieves. You're stealing my money. You are thieves. Just imagine your first meeting with your new CEO and he's calling you thieves and saying he's going to sack. Or they were just threatening and all that. But one of the things that I saw that my then boss did was, she took her time. She understood him, got closer to him, and began to showcase the good works of employees. There was a particular department that he really said he was going to sack all of them. And she began to, she sat down again, because again, HR too has to really have good rapport with business leaders. So she met with the different business leaders and told them, okay, what are your key achievements and all that. And when she had all that, when she had all that, she was able to showcase it to the line manager to say that, hey, these people are not thieves, so this is that, and explain the law of company policy to him. So yes, HR actually has a key role to play, but give HR some time. So she was able to, explain to him, talk to him, and was actually even showing the good side of employees, and just even telling him too that, hey, retention is key. I have KPI, and my KPI is your KPI. Retention. You want employees to be going on social media and saying all sorts of horrible things about us. She kind of guided him, and with time, things turned around. And if I should think about that organization, that he was one of the best CEOs we actually had. So he went from somebody being very, very harsh and threatening that I was going to resign to somebody that actually was driving employee retention in that organization. During COVID year, he made sure they did not. The only thing is that don't breach company policy, don't steal, don't go against it, don't go against company policy. No case of gross misconduct. But he went to ensuring that no employee was terminated during COVID. One, two, he also ensured that nobody received a pay cut during COVID. Three, he also communicated to employees that if it is not safe for you to come to work because of COVID, and that time those 1 million naira boys, those guys that were causing havoc in different places in Lagos, then if you are not safe, if it's not safe for you to come to work, don't come. Obviously, some employees will take advantage of it, and he still paid them. So I'm just trying to say that just give the HR some time. If you are close to her, you can just give her this advice. Give them time, let them understudy him, showcase the good things about employees, and try and manage him. The other flip side of it, if the HR has done everything that they need to do and the CEO is not changing, maybe it's time to move.
Yeah, maybe it's time to move. Thank you very much, Tolani. Thank you, Lady Bia, for your question, right? I'm sure quite a number of people would have that same question in mind, yeah, and you really brought out that question for them. So in the absence of any other question, we've come to the end of today's session. Thank you everyone for staying with us since 9 o'clock, these 2 hours on the Saturday morning. Thank you for giving me your time this Saturday morning. Thank you, Tolani, for also being here with us. So you can connect with Tolani on LinkedIn. Tolani Adenugba is her name. Tolani, if you can drop your LinkedIn handle in the chat room quickly, right? So they can connect with you on LinkedIn also there. Connect with me also on LinkedIn. My name is Chijogo Agwacha on Instagram. I'm there as Kairas with Chi. So follow me to learn more about what we do. We hope to continue this series, as often as possible. If you have maybe other areas you want us to touch on, you can send me a private message, and be sure I'll bring it and we'll discuss on that topic also. Thank you very much. Do have a great weekend. God bless everyone. See you all. Bye.
Thank you, Chidi. Bye. Damilare, thank you very much. I see you. Idara, thank you.
Idara, Rita, Damilare, Olubumi, Abraham, Adeshewa, Minat,
everyone, thank you.
Oluwatife, Chetachi, Chikamso, Isiaka Miriam, Yemisi Akinyemi, Raji, Ruth, Salakota, Tomiwa, Uzama Kachilike. Thank you all for joining. Do have a great weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye. How can we get the recording?
Please, recording all the slide.
Sorry?
How can we get the recording or the slide?